What's up, FaceTubers? All right, so this is the first episode of a little mini series I'm going to put together on a shortcut to shred workout that I'm going to try. A little background for me is I've worked out most of my life. I've always been active in sports, but just as I've gotten older and I've had kids and I've kind of settled down, I've gotten married. I've kind of regressed a little bit. I haven't been in as much as I should. I've kind of let myself go. And I've just got to a point where it's time to make a change. It's time to just keep doing something for myself that makes me feel good, that keeps my body in good shape, and just overall just be more active and not so tired all the time. I work about anywhere from like 13, 15 hours a day. And that's about 5 days a week. And then I got my own stuff that I do on the side on the weekends. So it just, overall, I need to get back into it. So this is like I said, this is the first episode to a little mini series that I'm going to do. Just kind of walk you through my progression and kind of where I'm at, kind of my goals, and then overall where I end up at the end. And so anyhow, just want to follow along. I don't know, however they say it. Hit that like button, subscribe, put the little bell on for notifications, so when I do get into the habit of editing videos and uploading them, you get the first takes, get the first chance to see them. So I apologize, I'm a little nasally. I'm fighting a little cold right now, so hopefully this lady don't back into me. But anyhow, so here's the first video. It's probably gonna be pretty rough, but we got to start somewhere, right? It is currently about 4:30, so I'm a little later than I normally am. Just took a little longer to kind of get out of the house this morning. Like I said, a little bit rough with being a little under the weather. It's also about 27 degrees, so she's a little bit cold. So anyhow, stick with me. I appreciate you guys hanging out and following me through this journey. Peace.
All right, let's get after it.
All right, what's up, guys? So first day, I mean, not the first day of my workouts, but first day that I'm like starting to keep track and let you guys follow along. It was miserable. Like I said, I'm kind of fighting an illness. I got a little congestion and whatnot, so it kind of makes it a little harder to breathe, get my breath. But it was grueling today. I started off with excuse me, about 5-10 minutes of jump rope and some stretching, just kind of get loose, get warmed up, and then I went over and hit the bike, and I rode the bike for about 20 minutes. I think it was like 4 or 5 miles. A pretty good pace. I set the resistance to about 10 and just pedaled. I didn't really have anything set that I was going for, just to kind of get that burn and get that initial sweat going. With this new workout, it's kind of a superset where you do a workout, or like you do your reps. So like bench press, you do 9 to 11 reps, and then on your rest, you do a minute of high intensity cardio. So with the bench, after you're done, you kind of did some step ups using the bench, and so on and so forth. You know, I don't want to drag it on, but so you do that after every single set. And I tell you what, I think I got about 75% through the workout, and I'm just dead, guys. I'm exhausted. I hurt. I'm sick. My stomach is just turning every which way, which I think some of it has to do with my pre-workout. I ran out of my normal pre-workout that I was taking, so I'm taking this new stuff, and I won't say it because everybody reacts to stuff differently. But right now it's all I got. So just to give me that little boost of caffeine and just that little extra pump. But the reason I stopped taking it is because it made me really upset, like made my stomach upset. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep doing that or not. I mean, my stomach is turning. I just feel like I'm going to hurl. So anyways, that's day one. Stay with me. I'm going to do an after workout weigh in here before I jump in the shower. It's about 5:50 right now. I got to get going to work. And it's going to be about a 12-13 hour day of driving. And that's the other thing, guys. I drive a semi full time. So Monday through Friday, I'm sitting on my butt. I'm driving 12, 13 hours, sometimes a little bit less, but majority, I'd say about average, about 12 hours. But it's just, you got to get in, you got to do something. If you have a lifestyle like me where you're sedentary, meaning that you sit all day long, you might get up, walk back and forth to the bathroom, that's not really moving. You're sitting majority of the day. You got to be active. You got to be moving. It's up to you to take care of your body and to make that change and be the change that you want, and to be healthy and just to be honest. I mean, when you feel good, or when you look good, you feel good. You gotta take the initiative, guys. You gotta get out there, do something, whether it's 45 minutes at home, half hour at home, just something to kind of get you moving and get you into it. I'd say for me personally, just getting back into the gym. And granted, guys, like I said, I used to work out almost every day, sometimes twice a day. But it's once you stop, and it's that long period of not being in and having that habit, guys, it is so tough to get back in and get working. But I've been at it now, I want to say for about 3-4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. I mean, my diet, I completely cut out pop the first of the year. I had to stop. I mean, it was getting bad. I mean, 3-4 pops a day. That's a lot of sugar, guys. And that just sits and it collects and it collects and it collects. And sugar is the hardest to get rid of. I don't care how much cardio you do, guys. You'll never keep up with that. Not 3-4 a day for sure. So I cut that out completely. And, I went through the withdrawals of, those migraines, those caffeine headaches. I ended up breaking down, and I would maybe have like a can a day just to suppress that migraine. Cause guys, it's rough. And if you've been through it, you know what I'm talking about. So finally I got off that. Now all I drink is Gatorade Zero and water. That's about all I do. I do milk, for dinners or for supper and whatnot. But other than that, I just try to stick with water and Gatorade. And I tell you what, I feel a ton healthier. I feel better. Just from stopping that, I've lost about 6 to 7 pounds. And that was before I even started working out. That was just cutting out pop. So I started this journey at almost 230. We'll call it 230 pounds. And I'd say I was a little over 30% body fat. And that's the biggest that I've ever been. I used to be kind of a skinnier guy. Like I said, I played sports all the time. I was pretty athletic. But I had a really fast metabolism. I mean, I could eat junk, I could do whatever, but I stayed so active that I don't think it ever really affected me. I probably wasn't as healthy as I could have been. But I did all right. I mean, I was comfortable. Like I said, 230, I'm down now to 209 is what I weighed myself the other day. But that's another thing, guys. Don't look at the number on the scale. And I know we get in the habit of, we got to hit this goal. We have to hit this goal number. Like, it's a number. We're just reaching for a number. I'll tell you right now, if you're working out right, you're going to build a little bit of muscle, and muscle weighs more than fat. So you might lose 3 or 4 pounds, maybe more, pretty quickly. But as you get into it, you're going to start losing weight, just not quite as fast as you were, because you're also building that muscle back up, which is going to obviously put some more weight back on. So I don't want to get stuck with the number. However, I know where I need to be at for the number for my body fat, and where I want to be comfortable walking around. But it's really just about how you look and how you feel. If you can walk around at 200 and 210 pounds, but you have you're really lean, you don't have a lot of body fat, that might be a pretty comfortable walking around weight. Me, I'm trying to get down to about 185, 190. I just know from my past, when I used to work out, that's a really good weight for me, that I'm comfortable with, that I'm happy with, and I don't feel like such a blob when I'm walking around. So that's what I'm shooting for. But to be honest, don't get so dead set on the number. Get into a habit, get into a routine first, get those good habits going, your healthy dieting, try to cut out those fatty foods. Those trans fats are just awful. There are good fats for you, and that's the other thing you need to look at, is not all fats are bad. That's the biggest thing that I think people get into when they're trying to diet, is just cutting out fat. You need some fat to supplement the energy. You're going to lose a lot of energy, and those carbs and some of those healthy fats is what gives you that energy back. So you need to diet the right way. Look it up, do your research. I'm not going to get into it because I'm no expert when it comes to dieting. I just know what works for me and what I've looked up and what I've learned. So what works for me might not work for you. Everybody's body's different. So I don't want to keep going on. Like I said, I got to get in, I got to shower. I'm going to do a quick weigh-in, and then stay tuned. Like I said, I'm going to try to do these as much as I can. Maybe I might bring my camera to the gym and kind of just show you some of my workouts throughout the morning. And that's the other thing, guys. Get up early. Get it knocked out quick, and I promise you, it'll suck for a while, but you will feel so good if you can get up in the morning, 3-4 o'clock. I'm not kidding, guys. I get up about 3:34. Try to get to the gym by 4 or just a little after. And like I said, that gives me plenty of time to get my workout in. I can come home, I can shower, get myself a little meal, and get to work way early. And it just helps me drive through the day. I don't feel, even though I get up early, I don't feel so tired at the end of the day, even working a 12, 13-hour day. So anyhow, like I said, stay tuned. I'm going to do a quick weigh-in, and then I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.